Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of May 23rd, 2018. It's a 5-week month, so this week's going to be a little sparse, but because we have an extra week this month. Yep, that's pretty much why my list is a little light this week. First up, we have Detective Comics number 981. Batman Eternal continues in this. It's been really good. I've been really enjoying it. They've been bringing the OMAC stuff into it, and a lot of just conflict within the Bat family. So I think it's been a really well done series since Rebirth. So next up is a part 1 for Flash War 47. I've actually already gotten a chance to read this, and it is fantastic. I'm super excited and curious to see what Joshua Williamson has to give us with Flash War and the repercussions from it. So I'm super, super excited to actually reread it because I got to read an advanced copy of it. So yeah, super excited. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green and Lantern Corps. This is issue 45. This is Dark Stars Rising continues in this. What can I say? Vendetti has brought in Dark Stars into his Green Lantern, or Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps run. It's been really cool. It's super fun. Vendetti's had a rough start when he started on Green Lantern, but he's really got his footing, and he's doing an amazing job on it. So if you haven't checked it out, I would recommend trying out Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Next up is the big book from DC, and that is Justice League No Justice, number 304. There's a weekly title coming out, so just boom, done. This month, it's all over. So I can't wait to see what goes on in issue 3. The big reveal from issue 2 was Brainiac 2 was back. That made me super excited because I love the Rebels series that came out years and years and years ago. I actually have a bound collection of it because they didn't release the last trade, and so I got super pissed. So I went out and got all the issues and bound them together. I actually need to go back and reread the series. It's really good. I highly recommend Rebels for those of you that are curious about who Brainiac 2 is. Or Daros Vought. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but yeah, good stuff. Next up is Manifest Destiny, number 35. Manifest Destiny is just a really solid book overall. I really enjoyed this series from issue 1. It keeps delivering. The whole premise is what if Lewis and Clark found fantasy, mythological stuff along their journey across the United States as they were, going from East Coast to West Coast. Really cool stuff, really great. Artwork's amazing. I do highly recommend it. If you get a chance, check out that first trade. I'm waiting for hardcovers. Hopefully they'll put those out at some point. Next up, we have Mara, Queen of Atlantis, number 4 of 6. I've enjoyed this miniseries so far. Abnett has done a good job giving us a Mara story that goes along with what's going on in Aquaman. So I'm curious to see what happens with Mara in this, but it's been a good series. Next up, we have Shadow Man number 3. First 2 issues were cool. I really enjoyed them, so I'm going to check out issue 3. Valiant, for the most part, I enjoyed most of the stuff that they're putting out. It's definitely something that, Valiant is definitely a publisher. Excuse me. That, I've been enjoying most of their stuff. Next up, we have Suicide Squad number 42. Constriction is the name of this one. Looks like Batman is in this, so I'm curious to see what that entails. Looks like, is it Joshua Williams? Was it Williams? Which one's writing this? Which one is writing this? Where's your... Well, Rob Williams is the writer. So I'm curious to see what's going on with Suicide Squad now. It's had a couple different creative team changes. I know that they're going to bring on, I believe, Brian Azzarello to write Suicide Squad, so I'm super stoked for that. So yeah, good times. Next up is the actual final issue. I made a mistake on my last one last month, and it's Super Sons 16. This is the final issue, so I'm sad to see this series go. I've really enjoyed it. Tomasi's just done a fantastic job on Super Sons, but now that it's over and it'll be soon collected, you'll be able to read just a collected format, which I highly recommend you do if you haven't checked out Super Sons. Next up is issue 4 of The Terrifics. Jeff Lemire's done a fantastic job on this book so far. I've enjoyed it. Its pacing is a little weird. I figured I'd know a little bit more going into issue 4, but we'll see. Next up is Wonder Woman number 47, The Dark Gods. It looks like Supergirl's really pissed off. I can tell you why she's probably really pissed off. They're changing her costume, and it doesn't look good. Yeah, I don't understand it. I really don't. But Wonder Woman's doing great. Robinson's been doing an amazing job on Wonder Woman. Can't wait to see what happens in this issue. And finally, on my pull list for the books that I picked up is X-O Manowar number 15. Again, I've really enjoyed X-O Manowar, even though it got relaunched. This is the one title that I didn't mind getting a relaunch, due to the fact that we got 50 issues from the previous one. So it was a good chunk. This is kind of just another volume. I've said before, I prefer it if they want to renumber, that's fine, but give the creative teams time to tell a decent full story. Renumbering after 12 issues, 16, 18, 20, like it needs to push closer to the 30, 40, 50 mark for it to be a solid run. I partially have a weird reason for it because I do back issues at Comics Conspiracy. I actually like having space in between series so that the tabs actually are separated instead of like right up against each other. It especially sucks if it's like a 12 issue thing and you put the tab in and then the next one starts right after, but people buy most of the issues out of the 12 issues and you have nothing. It sucks. So yeah, that's just for a practical reason. I did pick up a bunch of variants this week, and a second print. So I picked up the second print for Batman number 44, the one with Catwoman on the cover in her wedding dress. I thought I liked the look of it, so I was like, yep, I'm gonna get that. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 981 with its not blank variant or virgin variant. It's like just the bear variant. Yeah, pretty cool there. Definitely want to look at getting the Flash 47. This variant is fantastic. So yeah, if your store got it, snag that up. It's good stuff. I did pick up a couple issue variants for previous issues of stuff that I picked up. I like this variant for Rose, so I decided to grab that one. Rose has a bunch of variants. I normally only check them on Comic Hub like a week before they come out, because most of the time when I go to order these things, they don't show the variant covers on those, so it's difficult to be like, I want to buy that when you don't see a cover art. But I also picked up a variant for issue 11 for Rose. I really liked Rose. It's a good series. Next up we have the Suicide Squad 42 bear variant. I liked that one. That was pretty sick. I definitely picked that one up. Super Sons, of course, had a bear variant for its last issue 16. Love the Dustin Nguyen stuff there, so I snagged that one. And of course, the Wonder Woman 47, where Wonder Woman and Supergirl are laughing and happy with ice cream. So yeah, hopefully that's the outcome of the issue. I did pick up some graphic novels this week that came out. The first one is the Star Wars Legacy Epic, or sorry, the Star Wars, I believe it's Star Wars Epic Collection, or Legends Epic Collection, The Empire Volume 4. Let me look up in the front to see what they want me to actually say this is. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Empire Volume 4. Yes. This collects a bunch of the classic Dark Horse stuff. I've been going and grabbing these. I haven't had a chance to sit down and read them, but I got them, so I'm definitely going to dive in at some point. There's a bunch of them for there's one for the Republic, there's one for a couple other things. I've been getting most of them. I need to go in and actually double check to see which ones I have and which ones I don't, but I like them. They're nice collections. The Epic collections themselves that Marvel has done, I think is a really good, they've done a really good job on it, because it's a good size, it's a good amount, it's a good price point, and they're doing it for regular stuff like Captain America and Avengers and a bunch of other characters. Those Epic collections come out in volume numbers that are on the back of the book, not the side of the book. The side of the book actually has the title of the story arc on it. So you can either just pick up the story arc and have it in your collection, or you can go and get all of the Epic collections and know which numbers to put them in, but those numbers are on the back. So when you get to it, your collection might look like it's out of order, but that's okay. It's a really good system. I like it. It's a lot better than the Masterwork system, and definitely a lot better than the Showcase system that DC had. DC is doing something similar, but they're volumizing it, which I think is okay if you're doing all of it in a fair amount. But when you get to longer running series, I think it's better to do main story collections. Also, those epic collections from Marvel are coming out staggered, so they normally will release volume 1, then they might release volume 13 and then 27. So it just depends on how large the collection is. So, but good stuff. Check those epic collections out if you're curious about older stuff, especially with Marvel. And finally, for graphic novels, I picked up the Superman Rebirth Deluxe Edition Volume 2. Peter Tomasi's book is just fantastic. I'm glad I have it in this nice collected hardcover format. But yeah, Tomasi's run has been fantastic. Tomasi overall is just a really great writer. A lot of people don't really know about him or notice him too much. He was working in tandem with Jeff Johns when Johns was on Green Lantern. Tomasi was on Green Lantern Corps. So he normally will pair up with a really strong a writer on a main title and do a secondary title to that. But his Superman stuff has just been fantastic. I highly recommend you go back and check out Tomasi's stuff on Green Lantern Corps, also on Batman and Robin. Just really, really great stuff. Check it out, definitely. And finally, on my pull list this week is a pop figure, and this is a awesome pop figure. Like, I saw it and I said I need it. But that is the DC Vertigo Death Pop. Previews exclusive. I am super stoked that I got this. It's Death from Sandman. So awesome! So awesome! Yeah, I cannot wait to... I'm going to probably pop this open at some point, but definitely, if your shop didn't order this, I don't know what's wrong with them. Death is awesome, especially this version. So, get it from your store. So that's it for my pull list this week. We did not record an episode of the Comic Conspiracy podcast this week due to the fact that Ryan Higgins is on vacation on the East Coast. So we'll be back to our regularly scheduled podcast recording next week. Hopefully we'll have a surprise next week for you guys. But I'll leave a link in the description below for our general Comics Conspiracy podcast page. You can check that out. So you can't get listen to more of me. Sorry, this week. I did get a chance over the weekend to record a couple of unboxing videos. If you notice in the background, my statue lineup has changed. So hopefully I'll be able to get those uploaded soon. It takes a little more effort to get those ones up because I have to do a little bit more tweaking with the thumbnails and stuff like that. So it's not like it's a regular thing like the pull list. But definitely have some up there. There are some disappointments in these unboxing videos, so stay tuned for those. I'll get those up as soon as I can. What else? Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I probably need to go and review last week's comments. I just haven't had a chance. But yeah, let me know what you're picking up. Let me know what you like. Let me know if you're like, oh my god, that's so cool. All that stuff. Positive vibes. Keep it clean. We're all adults here. Somebody on Twitter mentioned that I said something on episode, I think, 77 of the Comics Conspiracy podcast about Jason Aaron not being able to write superhero characters very well. And he said that this podcast hasn't aged well. I'm like, yeah, it has and it hasn't. Jason Aaron is a fantastic writer. I really love his run on Thor. I love his Southern Bastards. His Scalped is amazing. But this episode was recorded about the time he was writing Wolverine. And I tried reading it, and it wasn't the best. It's the stuff where he goes to hell. Not really there. I don't think Jason had... I mean, he was just starting on doing this stuff. So I give him a little bit of just a pass on it. But I'm not the biggest fan of that stuff. But his current stuff is amazing. His Avengers is okay. But yeah. So, I don't know if it's aged well. Maybe you can go listen to episode 77 and let me know. Other than that, you can follow me on Twitter. You can also help me and my fellow conspirators out at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes for podcasting, and product. So thank you for allowing us to get stuff so that way I can at least review it for you guys. I did want to give a shout out real quick to, let me see, I have to look this up real quick. You can totally tell I'm prepared for this. So let's see. So I wanted to let you guys know. Justin Grosjean has drawn a parody of me, and he listens to the podcast. But he's also an artist. Yep, like I said, he drew something. And he's working on something right now called A Town Called Elsewhere. It's written by, let's see, what's his name? Dylan Myers, and he also, it's written by Dylan Myers, with Justin doing the art on it. I read the preview that they posted on Twitter. You can find it on my Twitter feed. But definitely cool stuff. Really kind of excited for it. But yeah, I definitely would say that be on the lookout for that book called A Town Called Elsewhere. I think they're shopping it around to publishers right now, but it's definitely something that you should check out. I'm super excited for it. So that's the random thing for this week. Is there any other news? I'm going to watch Solo at like 11:45 tomorrow night. God help me waking up on Friday morning. I know reviews are out and they're mixed on it, so we'll see. I'll probably be seeing it, maybe seeing it again on Friday with my kiddos. We do Friday movie nights, so hopefully we get to do that. If not, it'll delay it for a week or so. The school year is ending at my day job, so I'm going to be on summer schedule going forward. So check my eBay listings, because hopefully I'll be able to get some more stuff up there that I'm purging out. Yeah, that's eBay's such a fun beast. I actually have to get on there tonight and post some stuff. So long week. Long week for me. Short poll list this week. But hopefully I've been entertaining you. And as usual, I'll see you next week.